Umaga, mayad nga agahon. Coming to you live from Numancia, Aklan in Western Visayas, here in the Philippines. I'm having my morning cup of coffee, my coffee with Gino cup here. Got our Dazzle TV logo right there that our friend HD from Northern California. He had designed that Dazzle TV logo. And the coffee that I'm drinking is Copico Blanca. Copico Blanca is a 3-in-1 coffee here in the Philippines. Coffee, cream, and sugar all in one powder form. You just put it in your mug, any mug, put hot water, and you got a nice cup of coffee. Really inexpensive here in the Philippines. Like this, I can get this for 7 pesos each. Like 10 of these is 70 pesos, about $1.50 for 10 cups of coffee. And this is my favorite, I've tried many 3-in-1 coffee. And this is what I found the best one for me. Different people like, there's also a Copico Copico that's got brown sugar, and then Copico Premium that's kind of like a coffee black, So many other 3-in-1 coffee. Greetings and salutations, HD, my good friend HD. Good morning, mayad nga agahon. Charlie Letts, hey. Yes, I'm super early because today I'm gonna start, Dazzle and I, well, we'll see. We both enrolled in, there's a new gym that opened in Calibo. It's called White Noise. Brand spanking new. I don't think it's been open like, I didn't even know that there was a new gym. And Dazzle and I, we've been going to the second floor of the Royal Suites Hotel in Calibo. That's the gym that we use. But we checked out this gym yesterday, and it was really nice. I mean, it's brand new. All the equipment's like brand new. They got nice restrooms. They even have a shower, So we decided to switch gyms. We decided to enroll in this gym. And I'm getting to the point now where I'm confident that I can start working out again, like really taking it serious, working out. It's been over 2 years now since my last cancer treatments. June 26, 2023 was my last cancer treatments when I rang the bell. So now I'm like really confident. I think I can try to get back to how I used to be. I used to be like, I'm a workout freak. It's like I used to like run all the time, push ups, sit ups, you name it. It's like, and now I want to try to get back to it. And I get encouragement because our best friend, I mean, he's like, that both Dazzles and I's best friend. He's here in Calibo. We picked him up in the airport. When did we pick him up? Saturday? Yes, Saturday. We picked him up Saturday evening. He's retired military also. He's been traveling the world. He was working in Thailand actually, but he's like he's a doctor. Got a doctorate. So he's been a really good friend of mine. Even during my cancer treatments, I was talking to him. He really helped me out because I needed a voice. Good morning, Mom. See, Mom's awake. Mom's awake because she's gonna get Leanna's lunch ready. She cooks Leanna's lunch and then she packs Leanna's lunch. So I just owe a lot. I owe a lot to my friend Gray. During my cancer treatments, he was my go-to person. There's a lot of people that I got advice about cancer and all that, but Gray, he's just the smartest guy I know. It's like hands down. It's like he knows a lot about physiology. Like I said, he's got a doctorate degree. There is nothing he can explain about your body, about cancer, about everything. So he was like, he helped me out. He really helped me out during it was nice to have like a voice, I would like confide with him during my cancer treatments. I was like, man, I'm feeling this. Why am I feeling this? And he was there for me. And I really appreciate it. That's why uh, when we saw it, and it was a surprise for Dazzle. I didn't want to tell Dazzle. Uh, Me and Gray were actually like, I was hiding my phone because Dazzle's got access to my phone. She's got all my passwords, email. I don't hide anything from Dazzle. She reads my messages on Messenger, my personal Gino email, our Dazzle TV, everything. It's like I don't have anything to hide to Dazzle. So, and then me and my friend Gray, we were like, man, Dazzle might see your message, because when messages when he sends me, it'll pop up on my screen, So Dazzle, oh great, it's like, and she likes Gray shares like Gray's world travel. I mean, he travels in Europe. The last few months he's been in Thailand, Bali. I mean, he's been traveling Southeast Asia, and he would like message, so it'll pop on my phone. And then lately we had a code. Like Gray and I, Gray and I, here we go. Man, we're stupid because like we have a code. We go, he'll send a message first that says pickles, and my reply is, of course, if Dazzle sees pickles, she don't know what it means. But that's a code for me that it's Gray. It's like that tells Gray that it's not Dazzle. I reply back that way. He knows that it's Dazzle, because sometimes Dazzle goes on my WhatsApp and she'll answer people like the close friends, like Gray. So it kind of made it fun for us, but it's been great. It's been great since he got here. So we spent the whole day yesterday with him. We ate breakfast, Leanna, mom, and Dazzle and I. We ate breakfast with him, hanged out with him the whole day. And he's gonna stay here. Hopefully, he's gonna stay like for 2 months. And today, that's what we did, because Gray's like, man, he's like buffed. He's like he's a workout freak too. He knows everything about lifting weights. I'm not gonna lift weights. Gray told me it's better that I use the machines, not the free weights, not the free weights. And of course, I don't lift heavy anyway. I've never been a heavy lifter. I've always been like a cardio, push-ups, sit-ups, the machines. I could do like a lot of repetitions. But never been into like a heavy lifting weight. So he'll get me on a program. So today is our first day. So I'm excited. I got my little notebook. I got this little notebook. A friend of mine gave me this little notebook. It's like a Air Force journal. So I'm gonna write down day one. Today's day one. Watch my diet. He got me yesterday. He got me some amino acids. He's got me some collagen. I have this big container of. Let me show you guys. I have this big whey protein here, and this is good quality. This is the Optimum Nutrition. So I've been taking like 1 serving a day. Like I said, I'm not trying to get big, but I wanted to like get some nutrients in my body. I don't take any prescription medicine. It's like I've never have. All my life, I've never been on any prescription medicine. That's why the cancer really threw me off, because like I always thought I was healthy. I was like living right, eating right, exercising. But now I want to get back to that. It's like I don't want to be like afraid anymore, because like before I was kind of like, I didn't want to like push myself working out wise, because the doctors have told me take it easy, don't, your recovery, cancer recovery. But now I feel confident that I think with Gray's help, of course, he'll get me into a nice program, nutrition wise, and then the supplements, and then today will be the first day of working out with him. And I'll take notes, because he's really, I mean, he knows the routine. Like he's a bodybuilder, so he's like work, like arms, legs, back, that kind of thing. So I want to like write it all down that way when he leaves, because he's gonna leave. He's not gonna stay here forever. I have a routine down, and I'll just stick to that program. But I'm happy he's here. I mean, we're like Dazzle and I. We're like amazed that because Gray, he's used to like the high life. You know, he's got money. He can afford anywhere in the world. He can afford to live. He's got a house in Seattle. But he picked Calibo just so he can be with us, and that means a lot to Dazzle and I. That really means a lot to us because we know he could be anywhere. He could be anywhere in the world. He could live in Portugal. He could live in Germany. He could live anywhere. He picked Calibo to hang out with his friends, Dazzle and I. So it really means a lot to us. So today is our first day in the gym. We're gonna, after we drop off Liana, we're gonna pick him up, and then we're gonna hit White Noise. White Noise. It's a brand new gym too, so we're excited. I'll try to film. I'll work out first, and then I'll film. I'll film the gym so you guys can see. It's really nice. Air conditioned, and right next door there's a cafe, and on the cafe next door is a Cafe Terra Vega. They got like a protein smoothie, so it works out. And after the workout, I got my protein right now, so I can drink a little bit of protein, and then Grace says like some protein before the workout, then afterwards for recovery. So he's got me on a program. So I'm excited. Because I've never had that. I've never had anybody like guiding me to like a workout routine, nutrition, supplements. So I'm gonna do it. I'm excited because I want to get back in really good shape, and I'm hoping after doing the workouts and all that, I can get back to running again. But I'll start, and they have treadmills there, so I'll do a little bit of cardio included with a workout. I'll start with the weather. I got to talking already, and I haven't done the weather yet. For the weather here, it says here, easterlies affecting southern Luzon. That's like the Bicol area and down, Visayas and Mindanao. Easterlies, of course, I was like, easterlies, what's easterlies? So I had to look it up. It says, what are easterlies in the Philippines? Easterlies are winds that blow from east to west, predominantly in the Earth's equatorial regions. In the Philippines, easterlies are often mentioned as one of the weather systems affecting the country. That's why on the Pag-asa website, they're mentioning easterlies are affecting Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. And of course, it's still Habagat season. So during Habagat season, like this whole month of September, whole month of October, we can get hit with rain, like downpour rain, then sunshine, downpour rain, sunshine. That's just how it is during Habagat or the monsoon season. So that's the only thing. We don't have any tropical depression. The last one was Tropical Storm Lani. That's the 12th. That's the number 12 typhoon in the Philippines. That's outside the PAR already, outside the Philippine area of responsibility. We average about 18 to 20 typhoons, so the next one's gonna be 13. So basically, we're down to like maybe six to eight typhoons until December. October last year we had 4. So in this month, September, they actually I read on the website, it could be up to 4 typhoons this month, and we have we've only had one so far, Lani. So we'll see if we'll get 3 more this month and then 4 next month. So it makes sense. It makes sense that that's gonna put us around 18, 19 for the year. All right, let me read the comments here because I don't want to get too behind. I do have a topic today. I tried to have a topic of discussion, that way it's just not just me talking and then reading people's comments here. But that's why I started early, and more likely this is going to be the routine now because Gray, he likes to work out like first thing in the morning. So right after we drop off Liana at school, we're gonna pick him up and then we're gonna go to the gym. Calibo's only 5 kilometers. It's 3 miles from our house. Takes us about 15-20 minutes to Calibo, so it's not a big trip for us to go to Calibo every day to work out there. There is a gym here in Numancia. There's one gym along the highway. I haven't actually been in it, but it doesn't have air condition. And one thing here, when you're working out here in the Philippines, if the gym doesn't have air condition, it gets hot in there. It's like working out in a sauna. You got to pick a good time, maybe late in the evening or after sunset or early in the morning. But if you work out during the day in the heat here without AC, it's like working out in a sauna. I mean, it's good. You'll sweat, but it's hard to work out. It saps your energy. It saps your energy when you're working out in like a sauna type environment. There's my good friend Charlie, my good friend in Boston, The Colonel, all right, the Colonel. I started early, the Colonel, but to me this is not early. I'm always awake by 4:30, 5 o'clock. I'm actually like edited a video already and I published the video, earlier, like members only, the Dazzle's cooking show, Dazzle and Mom's cooking show. But this time it was only Dazzle that cooked. And if we do that members only for the cooking, because I don't want them to get bashed with their cooking. People sometimes are mean. So I figure our members, they're nice. Our members are nice, so they're not going to give them a hard time cooking. Because I think one time Dazzle made a video and they're telling, oh, you're not doing it right. You don't put that ingredient. So, too much nonsense like that. So I figure, the cooking shows, that way they don't get criticized. I like Dazzle's cooking. I love, Dazzle's cooking and Mom's cooking. So it's like, for me, it's good. But, I know not everybody's the same. Not everybody's the same. Not even daylight. Oh no, not even daylight yet. I'm waiting for sunrise. I'm waiting for sunrise. It's still dark outside. Street lights are still on. Street lights are still on outside. But Mom's already out here getting Leanna's lunch ready. Mom packs Leanna lunch, and then Leanna gets up about 6, so to get ready for school, because Leanna goes to school at 7, but today might be a little early because today is Monday. Monday for Leanna is she got cleaners. It's called cleaners here at her school at Numancia Integrated School, public school. Cleaners. She has to come to school early so she can clean the classroom, clean the outside of a classroom, the yard in front of their classroom. She got like 6 other kids with her and 6 other kids, and she's in charge of her cleaners group. So she has to make sure the bench where they sit, their chairs with the desk, they're all lined up, blackboard clean. Ready to start the day. And also today is Monday, so it's flag ceremony day. They have every Monday, everybody's got to be wearing their uniform. They got the Philippine national anthem, flag ceremony. The Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts raise the flag. They got pledge allegiance to the Philippines, and then they have to sing like the Aklan. Aklan has a Aklan hymn, and then there's Numancia, the school song. They got to sing that, and then a little bit of exercise. Actually, after that, there's like about 10 minutes of like they got to do stretches, jumping jacks, knee bends, just before they start school at like 7:30. 7:30 is the start of school here. Gino gonna get. I don't know about getting ripped. I don't know about getting ripped, man. But I do want to get. I'll get back to like. I like being fit. I've always enjoyed being fit. So maybe tone. I'm pretty toned now. It's like I don't. As far as like that. But I want to get back to how I used to be. Good morning, Gina. Nice to see you. Oh, thank you, Lone Ranger. Appreciate that. Colonel. I know, right? 6'6". I actually, I remember. Yeah, you're right. We are currently, it was like 6 a.m. in the military, because I remember. But you had to be there before 6, right, Colonel? Yeah. 6 a.m. is when everybody takes off already. You got to do your stretches. You got to do you got to do your stretches before PT at 6. That's you're already, in the Air Force. I remember, especially at my last base, we would have PT at 6, but you're taking off at 6. Everybody's in formation already. The squadron flag, somebody's already carrying it in the front. So and then you go at 6. So you don't want to show up at 6. You're late. Colonel. Everything in the military. If you're like not if you're not 15 minutes early for anything in the military, you're already late. You're already considered late. If you start showing up there at like 5:50, everybody's already in formation, and you're like gonna be in the back. You're gonna be put in the back. And I remember it was just fun. I do miss PT. I do miss PT, Colonel. It's like that was fun. It's like having the Jody singing, running. I do miss that, running in formation. Here you go, hello, sir. What are you drinking? Coffee? I don't drink alcohol. It's like I'm a cancer recovery person, so I don't drink alcohol. I might have a beer once in a blue moon. Like I think the last time I had beer was at Dazzle's birthday back in July, and I had like half a bottle. I didn't even finish because people were, it's like a kind of like celebratory toast kind of thing, but. I'm not big on alcohol anymore. I used to. I mean, back in my younger years in the military, I'm not gonna lie. I partake in alcohol during my younger years in the military. Kumusta? Kumusta, Lowell? Mabuti ako, Lowell. From Oregon. God bless. God bless, my brother. God bless. Hey, Daniel. Hey, I got a message from Daniel earlier. He's up. Well, I guess it's afternoon. It's a different, but so he knows I've been up. I've been up already. Howdy. Daniel was telling me about there's a new thing here allowing expats to lease land for like 99 years. I'll do the research. I did. Saw the article real quick, but before I want to report on it or anything like that, I want to like understand it, because a lot of times they'll say something like that, but there's stuff that's not those in fine print, that they don't tell you. I don't want to like announce, hey, now you can lease land here for 99 years, but there's like the fine print at the bottom. I don't want anybody getting trouble. NFL game started today. Boo Cowboys! No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I did see that free game. I did see Mahomes and the Chargers. I saw that game a little bit. I didn't watch the whole game because I did the live stream, and then by the time I got on the game, it already started. But it was a good game. It was free. It was free here on YouTube. So I've seen one game. Because usually I don't get to watch games, because they come on here like at 2, 3 a.m., and then I don't really pay attention to NFL anymore like I used to. I do watch replays. I like keeping track of players. Dazzle's favorite player is Josh Allen, so we watch Josh Allen, and they happen to be Hard Knocks. Hard Knocks is like the Buffalo Bills this year, Hard Knocks, so we're watching that together. Dazzle enjoys the sports that I thought, she's a big Dodger fan that I am. She knows all the Dodger players, and we watch basketball, NBA, and then football. She watches more American football than me. But I did watch the Super Bowl last year. That was the only game I saw for the complete game. I watched the Super Bowl with my friends, Ruben and Joel. On Joel's phone, we were at the Argon Cafe in Calibo. Baba Yaga, hi, good day. Colombia, wow, Colombia. I don't get many people from Colombia. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. Edgar, good morning, Edgar. Good morning. Mayad nga agahon, Edgar. HD, Colonel, Daniel, look forward to see it. Oh yeah, I'll do that. I'll make sure I'll film the gym. Really nice. I mean, it's not big. It's not a big gym, but it's it's new, so it's like I like how they have the matting on the floor, treadmills. They didn't have elliptical. Dazzle was looking for ellipticals. They had, I think, 5 treadmills, but complete weights and machines. Really nice, really nice. And then the lady on the counter, the receptionist was really nice. The cost for the membership, there's a one-time fee of 500 pesos membership, one-time fee. So that's $9. And then the monthly fee is 1,500 pesos. So that's about $26, about 26, $27, depending on the exchange rate. But really nice restrooms, shower even, and locker rooms. They even have locker rooms. So better than the gym that we've been going to, because the gym we've been going to, the one at Royal Suites Hotel, is also air conditioned. It's part of the hotel. But they're about the same size. Maybe this gym's yeah, about the same size, but the newer machines is what attracted to me. And then a Royal Suites Hotel, it was 1,000 pesos a month, so $18 a month. So it's an increase for us for about $9, but it's worth it, I think, because the newer equipment. Siege Meister, hey Gino, hope you have a good. Thank you, Siege Meister. Hope you have a good day also. Daniel, if our children did some of the things, clean classrooms, etc., they wouldn't be so disrespectful. Yeah, well, I see that here. I mean, in the province here, kids, kids got energy, of course, but you can't like act up here in school. You can't have like an attitude in school. But you don't see it. The kids, you notice they are respectful of the teachers here. The teacher in the classrooms here have a good control of the kids. You don't want to be acting up here because they'll call your parents. The principal will call your parents, and to the parents here, that's like a no. That's like the worst thing that you could do if you're a kid. That you mean I gotta knock off work or come to school and have to face. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing here for parents that they have to go to school because if their kid act up, it's kind of like the parents feel like, man, they might think I'm not disciplining my kid or not telling my kid to show respect. So kids get in trouble with their parents. They're scared of getting in trouble with their parents here, though. So a lot more well-behaved kids here. I know that. I know that. The colonel, you're correct. Had to be early in the army too. I know, right? I know the colonel. It's like you got to be there. Like if it says like it starts at 6, 6 is like takeoff time. You got to be there. You got to done your stretches already. You're done. You're ready. You got to be ready to go. It means 6. Boom. It's like the first group will start running at 6. Starts at home, yes, for sure. I believe that too, Colonel. It's like when the kids aren't watched at home, disciplined at home, unfortunately, they will act up in school. Edgar, all right. Good AM. Oh, Fortune. Good morning, Fortune. Monday morning. Hopefully it's not raining over there. It's not raining here. I'm waiting for the sunrise here. It looks like it's starting to come out. I don't see rain clouds, so hopefully no rain clouds. It did rain last night. It rained last night, Mom, right?
No.
No, you didn't?
No.
I thought it rained last night. I'll have to look. It did. The car's wet. Oh, maybe just the mist. I thought it rained last night. Maybe in my dreams it was raining last night. Edgar, all right, Edgar. I published Dazzle's cooking earlier, so I'm glad, Edgar. On site. All right, Fortune. Preparing and leaving by 6:30. Yeah, we'll leave here probably around 6:45 because Leanna's got to be early today for cleaners this morning. Hopefully, office laptop gets. Oh yeah, that's right. Your laptop's getting fixed, man. Luis Escobar El what? India. Oh no, I'm not from India, man. I've never been in India. I never. I want to. I know someday visit India. I love Indian food. You know, curry, all that, man. Uh, Siege Meister drinks whatever you end up. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat, Siege Meister. Appreciate it, our friend. Yesterday was fun for us. We ate breakfast. There's this bakery, really good bakery here in Bakery Cafe in Calibo. It's called Honore Bakery Cafe in the capital area. They got a lot of good stuff there. I had croissants. My friend and I, we both had Gray and I both had croissants, bacon and eggs. Uh, Dazzle, Leanne, and Mom, they did the typical, you know, like fried rice, egg, and with the bacon for Dazzle, bacon for Leanne, and Mom had tocino. But what's nice about the bakery, man, they got a lot of good stuff. Like not just croissants, they got cookies, brownies, Danish. They got like a strawberry Danish, blueberry Danish, uh, a lot of uh, like American, like the American bakery that I see. And then Filipino too. They have several types of hopia. Hopia is like some have beans on it, some have ube on it. I think langka, just different flavors of ube. What else was in that bakery, Mom? Do you remember? This the tinapay, the different baked goods. I remember they had wheat bread, like freshly cooked wheat bread, sourdough bread. You know, it's just like it's a good bakery. I mean, it's a little pricier than the other bakery. It's not like the local bakeries. Like if you go to like, there's a place here, a franchise bakery here called like Mang Tinapay. Mang Tinapay, that's like the low end of Calibo bakeries. And then bread and butter, kind of like medium. But this Honore is like the artesian bakery. So a little bit more pricier, but you can tell. I mean, the presentation on their croissants and everything. I mean, it's legit. It's like what I remember, like baked goods, like are in the U.S. But good breakfast place, good cafe. If you're looking for baked goods, good baked goods. Uh, it's Honore, the capital area in Calibo. I should have filmed it. I don't know what I was thinking. I was already there. I should have filmed it, but I was hungry for breakfast. And, you know, once you start getting to eat, you know, I wasn't thinking that I should have filmed it. Next time, when we go back there, I'll film. But I think I have filmed it some time ago, but I should have filmed it because it's been a while for me to eat at Honore. We had rains here in Bacoor. Wow, you're still getting hammered with rain. I know, Fortune. Hopefully you're not seeing a lot of flooding, man. I started watching, I guess I can't help it because it's feeding through my YouTube. I got to kind of starting it, you know. There's a big scandal here. Fortune, of course, I'm sure he knows it, here in the Philippines with the Department of Public Works. They're in charge of like flood control, roads, bridges. I mean, huge scandal here in the Philippines. I'm talking, you know, there's always scandals here about government corruption or money being stolen, but I didn't realize how much money they were stealing. I mean, they were stealing in the billions of pesos. Like this one couple, they're named Discaya, the couple. I mean, they stole like, you know, hundreds of millions of dollars. I mean, it's not like, I was like, wow, you know, I was like amazed. And I got engrossed in it. This couple had like 40 vehicles, and their vehicles are not like, you know, ain't like a Toyota I got. You know, it's like the vehicles that this couple were buying were like Rolls Royce for like 40 million pesos. You know, that's Man, that's like upwards of let me see, do the math in my head. Over $100,000 per vehicle. They had like Mercedes Benz, they got Land Rovers, they had 40 luxury vehicles. I'm like, what the heck? They got like a mansion, like a elevator house, mansion for a house, and then they start digging into them, and they were attached to that scandal. So now there's a Senate hearing. It's a big scandal. I'm sure more information will come out about it. But I was like, wow, it's like. And of course, it's flooding everywhere here in the Philippines. And, all the structures that they were building for flood control, it's like falling apart. Bridges are falling apart. It's like, it's horrible how people, would steal but money sometimes corrupts. Money sometimes corrupts people. Thanks, Siege. Hey, thank you, bud. All right, thanks, Siege. Again, thank you, Siege. Appreciate that. Liana is Monday cleaners. Good day. Start of the week. Yes. And done for the rest of yes. She only has to do cleaners one time a week. It's Monday. The kids like they're seven each day. There are about 35 kids in her class. But Monday she always starts the week with cleaners. TJ, did you get your VA? Unfortunately, TJ, I got denied. I did file for my cancer, but they said it wasn't service related. It wasn't service related. Siege Meister. Oh, are then any night open market? Open night market? Um, how late is the market, Mom, at Calibo, you think? I know they do have market like 7. Yeah, 7. I would say about 7. It's about 7 p.m. is how late the public market. And the public market right now in Calibo, they're building a brand new one. They demolished because it burned. It burned down. Portion of the public market in Calibo burned down. So they demolished it. Now they're building like a monster of a building. It looks like 3 stories high at least of public market. It's gonna be nice when it's finished. So right now, the public market in Calibo is kind of spread out. There's one street by MMG, by one street. I mean, it became like a one-way street now because the vendors are on both sides of the street. I can't even get my car in there. If I had to go through that market, I have to park it somewhere and walk to it. But there's also there's one place called Juliana Market Mall, and I've done a video of that. They got fruits there, vegetables, and seafood and things like that. But usually around 7 p.m. Same thing here in Numancia. By 7, they don't stay open late because most people, they'll shop for dinner, like at 6 or 7 at the latest, and they'll cook it and eat it for that night. Still wondering if I'm shipping my old laptop via LBC or carry-on. I got it from 220, but I opened it up over the years and upgraded. Okay. And some parts I was able to change. Can no longer update. Oh, okay. 2013. Well, if you got like an attachment to it, I'm sure you got like an external backup, for your information. For me anyway, HD, when I came, I bought a brand new one. I remember I bought a Dell. Laptop before I left the US in 2011, a Best Buy. I figure, at least, and it lasted me, that Dell laptop lasted me, I think 5 years before it finally gave out. I was actually able to use it while we were in college, while Dazzle and I were attending college at STI College Calibo. But, like everything else, everything breaks, unfortunately. I mean, they have places here that repairs it, but the upgrading, it seemed like the older your system, your laptop, you could do at a certain point the updates that the laptop does eventually. It just can't handle all the new stuff that they keep coming out with. She and Maggie watched the play Evan, the play Dear Evan Hansen of Soler. Then we returned Maggie to UP. All right, you returned Maggie to UP after dinner. It didn't rain. Oh, okay, so it didn't rain. And I remember, I saw a video one time in Quezon City. There was an area there. It rained like for like an hour downpour, and it was already flooded. Like Mother Ignacio. I kind of remember that area, but man, that was like 1 hour rain, and it was already flooded. So I'm sure that flood control. I'm sure that had something to do with that. You know, that the big scandal now, the big scandal of flood control. Windows 10 support ends this. Oh, I didn't know it. I didn't know. Thanks, HJ. I didn't know. I gotta check what I got. Hopefully, I don't have Windows 10. I think I got a more updated than Windows 10. Parts so old it can't. Yeah. That's the thing that happens, right? HD, they upgrade the software, and then you don't have enough memory or enough whatever that they want you to buy a new computer. That's what happens. That's what happens. I know that feeling, man. I know that. How far is that gym from? Oh, yeah. Good. Thank you, Daniel. My friend is staying at La Casa Española. It's 2 kilometers, 2 kilometers away. So not far, not far. It's like with a tricycle, 6 7 minutes, 6 7 minutes on a tricycle. But I'll pick him up. Dazzle and I will pick him up. But he's staying there at La Casa Española. I got people there now, man. Everybody's like staying at La Casa Española because it's nice. To me, that apartment, Daniel, is the nicest apartment in Calibo. I haven't seen an apartment that nice. The the other apartments are cheaper. You'll find out cheaper apartments in Calibo, but it's not as nice such as that one. I like it too because it's secure. They got CCTV. There's a person at the lobby that watches the complex, and you'll see it's quiet. My friend, first thing he noticed, man, he goes, I don't hear any roosters. Because that's hard, man. Even in Calibo, man, it's hard to like find an apartment where there's no roosters. I remember my apartment. I stayed at Carrillo Snyder Apartments. My friend actually owned that before. He sold it already. Larry doesn't own the apartment anymore. But I would hear roosters every day. That was kind of like my wake up. Like before school, before to go to school, I'll be laying in bed and I'll be hearing. I was like, oh, okay, it's time for me to get up. Time for me to get up. But the La Casa Española is really quiet, even during the day. Well maintained. They got staff like making sure the landscaping in it, the plants and everything. It's a beautiful apartment. Beautiful apartment complex. Gino, did you meet Ray with James and Karen? All right. Actually, we were supposed to meet. They text me, and I think that was Saturday. They got delayed. Ray and Craig coming from Iloilo. Craig had driven. I was waiting all day. It's like because I told him, hey, just text me. We'll meet you. We were supposed to meet them in Calibo, but I've been watching their video, James and Karen's video. I guess they didn't make it till like later on. Like I saw them driving to Calibo. Craig was driving. Ray was in the front. But it looks like it was getting dark already. So they didn't get to Calibo till later that evening. And I had to pick up my friend at the airport. We picked up Gray at like 6 p.m. I waited for them all day, but it is what it is. It's no pressure for us. That's why James and I, we live so close to each other. And yesterday I was even texting with James yesterday. Let me see what we were saying. Oh, he told me like the rambutan, And I watched this video this morning. There's rambutan now, rambutan in Balete. Dazzle, if you know Dazzle, rambutan, she's like a big fan of rambutan. So Balete, they for rambutan, lanzones, avocado, Balete's got it. Where James lives, they got like the best fruit there. So I know this. I already told James. I told him we'll go to Balete and get rambutan sometime this week, and then while we get rambutan, I'll stop by James's house, because I know James. He even messaged me. They're headed to Masbate again on the 14th. So after this week, they're back in Masbate. So I want to catch him before he leaves, before they leave for Masbate. But and I also wanted to meet Ray. I was hoping I would meet Ray Saturday, but and I saw on the video he made gumbo. He made gumbo. I haven't had it gumbo in a while, but I'm sure he cooks it well. Home cooked gumbo is always delicious. I watched someone live. Yeah. They had the gumbo. Ray was cooking gumbo, singing karaoke last night. I saw some of their karaoke last night. Me, I'm always early to bed. That's the thing. I'm always, that's why I wake up so early at 4:30 in the morning. By 8 p.m., I'm already sleeping. So a lot of times earlier, between 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. is when I go to sleep. I have to get a lot of rest. It's like a part of my thing. It's like I have to make sure I rest. I mean, even during the day, I have to take nap. I've been really careful not to overdo it, but with my friend Gray, I know he'll pace me. I'm not gonna be like I said, I'm not gonna get ripped or anything. But the repetition, because I could do push-ups. I could do push-ups still. I could do sit-ups. But what Gray was telling me with push-ups, you're limited. At a certain point, it becomes easy because you're just pushing your weight. With like at least the machines, you can start like 10 pounds, 15 pounds. You can increase week to week. And I do want to gain some weight. I do want to gain some weight because I'm like 153 pounds right now. I do want to get to like 160. I'm 5'10". I'm 5'10", so I could use some weight. I could use some weight. But the gumbo looks delicious, Fortune. I was like looking, Ray knows how to do it. Like the bacon grease, on the skillet, leave it on the skillet, put flour. It's like I've tried to make gumbo. I'm sure he makes it a lot better than me because he's from Louisiana. I lived in Louisiana for 4 years. That's why I learned some of the food. I know etouffee, I know crawfish, gumbo, red beans and rice, po' boys. I know Louisiana food. Congress allows each Congress around 75 billion for their pet projects. Pork barrel. I know that. I know that portion, the pork barrel. DPWH is the government agency who builds roads, and in the case flood control projects like. Yeah, I know, and it's like I start watching. It's so interesting just because the money involved with like DPW. We're talking like millions, hundreds of millions of dollars involved in the projects. It's like, and of course, people are stealing the money. Power tends to corrupt, and absolute corrupts absolutely. Yeah, plenty of, I mean, Philippines have always been known for corruption. It's like part of like the government here, but I didn't realize the level. HD just surprised me. That it's like that after all these years, there's corruption. I understand that here in the Philippines, but like to let money come, go out like that, like ghost projects in the millions of dollars. I'm like, what? It's like I think there's just no checks and balances. I'm sure people get paid off. People to stay quiet. When I start seeing, watching the videos, I got into it yesterday. I was watching videos. I was like, kind of reminded me of The Sopranos. The Sopranos is like one of my favorite TV series of all time. Tony Soprano. It's like ghost projects. That was like the thing with Tony Soprano. Construction or whatever, that they have like people that were getting paid that weren't like, weren't working. No shows. They had millions of US dollars in just auto collection. Yes. Oh, Daniel's even watching them. Daniel's even watching them. of them tried to claim most of their super high-end cars got washed away in the floods. I'm sure they're gonna confiscate it now. That family's they're pretty much toast here. You know that they're gonna get hammered because you know the lady was like in the Senate. You know the Senate's grilling her. You know tax evasion's gonna be next. I'm sure, and you know. She's gonna spill the beans who's involved in government. I would reward for them. You know, it's like like they can't leave the country now. They're gonna have to sneak out of the country. So I would reward like somebody would take them out because they might mention names. They might mention name names. That kind of like Soprano. Tony Soprano style, man. For bids and contractors participate, the corruption happens when either the contractor is a dummy, yes, dummy of the congruent, or competing contractors in a bid are owned by the same contractor. I know. I mean, this family, I was amazed. They had like 9 companies, and the 9 companies they own, they're the ones bidding on government projects. And so, like, it doesn't matter who the government gives the bid. They had 9 companies. They were getting all these government contracts. I saw a video, but I think it was Davao, and did not know if they were all over. Oh yeah, it's all over. That this couple also were involved in Davao. They had 9 companies, Siege Meister, and they had projects all over the Philippines. That's why the amount of money. There was a meme here in the Philippines. This couple has made more money than LeBron James. I was like, what? It's like, LeBron James' career of LeBron James made, like, in the NBA, he made like $500 million, and this couple made more money than LeBron James. And she was dumb enough to get interviewed. All this drama happened because she, to me, it's just so dumb. I think they just ego, and then they were like bragging how they rags to riches story. They were like, they got interviewed. Corina Sanchez here is a popular TV celebrity. She has a show, and they went on that show, and then Corina was like the one filming their luxury cars. And then she got asked, the lady got asked, how did you build all this wealth? And she was dumb enough to say, it started when we got involved with DPWH, the government contract. I'm like, how dumb are you? It's like, it's just amazing. Like, that's why I got enthused. I was like, they should have just like lived quietly, hid their money in the Cayman Islands, Switzerland, whatever. Just keep quiet. But I guess, they had to brag about 40 luxury cars, a mansion. That's how people get busted. It's like, that's how the Senate, all the senators are like wondering, like, how did you get all these luxury cars? How did you get all this money? To me, that was just kind of ridiculous. The reason why they got caught is that their kids are, yes, flaunting their wealth in social media. Exactly, Well, exactly, they're stealing, people, the program, the projects that they stole money. Now we're having all these floods all over the country because they stole the money. The dikes, the things that they're building are falling apart. Bridges are falling apart. The subpar work that they did. Right, HD. So when investigation was done, the projects are either ghost projects, substandard. District engineers are, the engineers, that guy, right, Fortune, that one engineer, he's getting grilled. He already lost his job. The Bulacan district engineer, he now he's like, they got him on film, like going to casinos. It's like, these people are just so crazy, man. It's like they're stealing government money and they're going to the casinos with the money. It's like, it's just amazing. That flash flood in QC happened August 30, Saturday, and it flooded UP Ateneo, and it doesn't flood there. Yeah, I know. It doesn't flood. That's what I saw on that viral video, that it normally doesn't flood there. That's why the people, yeah. What is DPWH? That's hey, Tim, yo, he's back in Vegas. Tim went on a long vacation in South Carolina, so now he's back in Vegas. Good morning, Tim. Fortune, yeah, Ayla, first Pinay. I saw that. I got it. I saw that first Filipina that's won a WA tennis title. That's just gonna her popularity is just gonna skyrise now. No boy, yeah, no, I know Edgar, no boss rooster. Actually, I made a film and I walked yesterday. That's gonna be the next video. I'm gonna edit here. I'm editing the video. I walked yesterday to a 7-Eleven. I made a film, my normal walk here. I went to, and I was looking for the boss rooster and I couldn't find him. They had cut the front like landscaping where the Camila sign is. That's where usually the boss rooster hangs out. But I did see the house where the boss rooster lives the gate was closed. So, but he can jump the gate, he can jump. But there were other roosters by 7-Eleven. I filmed them. They're like, man, there's like a pack of like roosters like walking around 7-Eleven and everything. But not the boss rooster. The boss rooster wasn't there yesterday. Oh, just got Horace. I just got a message from Horace, my good friend in Los Angeles County. Corruption is kinabuhi. All right. I kind of understand. I'm not fluent in Aklano, but I kind of understand what you're saying. Adlaw, kinabuhi. Honestly, sadly, America is no better. Yeah, I'm sure, like that's the first thing I know. It's like corruption in the government or, contracts, like Tony Soprano, it happens everywhere. It's not just in the Philippines, but the level that, and to me, it's just, it was just not a smart move on their part to like, go on a show on TV to like show your money and you're talking how rags to riches you are, the minute that show came out, all the senators are like, this doesn't sound right. This doesn't sound right. The minute they said, that lady said on the show that DPWH is when they start getting rich. That means she start getting rich, with government contracts. That not the smartest thing to say. Not the smartest thing to say. Kevin Nova, good morning, Gino. Good morning, Kevin Nova. Is the U.S. Department... Yes, I saw that. Well, I don't know if it's a done deal, but I did see that they're, it's just a name change, but there are, possible name change to a Department of War. Peace restored. Hey, hello, Mom Janet. Hello, Mom Janet. Peace restored. Oh, you're so nice, Mom Janet. Michael, good morning, brother. Getting ready for work. Daddy not a deep. That's funny, man. That's funny. Yeah, I wish, right? I wish my daddy was like a DPWH contractor, man. You don't have to work ever. You don't have to ever work. Fortune, hey, all right, from Mom Janet. All right, I got to the bottom. I did have a topic today. I was gonna discuss today is this one, my friend Jamal, he lives in Dumaguete now. He's been in the Philippines now over a year. So he's a digital nomad. He works online, so he can live anywhere. But he chose the Philippines. Before here, he lived in Hawaii for many years. Now he lives in the Philippines. And Jamal, the thing that Jamal always says all the time, calm down. He says that, calm down. So it made me like think, talk a little bit about that everybody just needs to calm down. It's like a lot here in the Philippines. A lot of times, you do see expats here sometimes get riled up still, and that to me, I know we're all different. I know we're not all the same, and how people. Some expat, not all, very very few actually. A lot of the expats that I meet actually are pretty nice. like Ray in the Philippines is a good guy. I could tell he's a good guy, but unfortunately, it's like there are some that they get here, you know, and I'm sure people will notice some. Just like I got to turn it up. This is the light that Dad's looking at me. And there are some that get here and they just have that entitlement feel to them, how uh, they don't treat Filipinos here as equal. Even though you come here, you're an expat, you're a foreigner, you come to the Philippines. Most people know expats when they come here, they have money, they're building homes, they're building, businesses, all that. And they sometimes they look at Filipinos as just their workers. To me, that's how it doesn't work out right. For expats like that, with that attitude, because the locals, if you treat their locals right, treat them equal, you're gonna be fine here. You're gonna get along with him. You're gonna meet a lot of good people here. But when you feel like that entitlement kind of thing, that you're better than them, usually it doesn't go well. And that's the thing, like where I says, people just need to calm down, because like I see it. It doesn't happen all the time, like I said, but sometimes I'll be in a grocery. And I see an expat there. Oh, there's I gotta figure out. There's Leanna. Leanna, so wait. Oh, it's 6. That's right, it's 6. So you gotta get ready. Good morning, Leanna. Good morning, Leanna. So, they get upset at the grocery stores here, like even in Calibo. When you go to the grocery stores here, there's a line. You're not gonna be like, no matter, they'll try to have 3 4 cashiers open, the Save More Grocery, SM Cherry, the Grand Gaisano, the groceries in those areas, they'll have 3 or 4. But there's just a lot of people that do grocery shopping here, especially on the weekends. If you go grocery shopping on the weekends here, Saturday or Sunday, you're gonna be in line. It would be common to be like, there'll be 4 or 5 people in front of you. And then, I just noticed, like some expats, they just don't have the patience. They'll start. You can tell. They need to open more cashier. They'll make that noise, and the sound. It's like, because most Filipinos will wait patiently. Filipinos are just used to it. It could be the grocery, it could be the ATM, whatever. People will just stand. Like me, I'll just stand, and if I get bored, I'll go on my phone. I'll reply to my phone. I'll watch a YouTube video. That's how we do it. Most of it. But Americans, or expats, they just don't have the patience. I just noticed that, and it happens. It doesn't happen at the grocery alone. It'll happen like a McDonald's. McDonald's here is popular, like Jollibee especially, even more popular than McDonald's. So usually you'll have a line, and the lines here at McDonald's, or especially Jollibee, there could be 8 people in line. It's not like like 1 or 2 or 3. It's usually 8, and it takes long. It takes long for them to take an order. Maybe a person has a senior card, PWD card. They gotta punch the. It takes time. A lot of times, what will happen is a guy behind the Jollibee, there's somebody that'll come out, will have a piece of paper, and they'll start taking people's order on paper, write it down, and hand it to you. And so when you get to the counter, you just hand. That way speeds it up. But there's a wait. And I just noticed, the foreigners have less patience waiting. To me, the solution for that is just don't go on the busy times. Like me, I already know what busy times. Already know Saturday or Sunday. I don't go grocery shopping on Saturday or Sunday. I'm retired. If I'm gonna go grocery shopping, I know the perfect time to go. It'd be like not when they open at 9 or 10, not when they open. Usually it's like 2 p.m. That's like a perfect. It's after lunch. The groceries at the mall, usually after lunch, it empties out. So the grocery is the same. If you go to the grocery Monday to Friday in Calibo, any of the groceries, 2 p.m., boom, in and out. Sometimes you'd be like, sometimes there'd be cashiers waiting for a customer. Sir, they're waving at you. So you just got to learn that. It's like, Same thing with McDonald's. Same thing at McDonald's and Jollibee. With Jollibee or McDonald's, pretty much any day, if you're there like the peak, lunch hour, if you go there at noon, if you want to eat at McDonald's at noon, that's just not a good time. You're gonna be waiting. Your food's gonna take long. So to me, it's like, you just have to learn to like manage that here. Why put yourself even in a situation, but the bottom line, you just need to calm down. It's not that big a deal, right? I mean, how big a deal is it if you really have to wait? If you really have to, like, at the ATM, if you have to stand in line at the ATM, it'll take you 30 minutes on the ATM. You just got to, like, understand before you go to the ATM, it might take a while. Just, get on your phone. You get on your phone, talk to somebody, do Facebook, do YouTube, that way it doesn't stress you out, because I just have seen that it stresses like the expats, the foreigners that I see it, especially at the ATM. I know this aggravates a lot of the foreigners, because it's not a dynamic that you see in the United States. A person goes to the ATM, like you could be like the second behind, like you could be like the person in front of you, the person's next in line to the ATM, right? You're the second, so you're going like, oh, one more person, I'm good to go, right? That person gets on the ATM, and 10 minutes goes by, 15 minutes goes by, 20 minutes go by, and you're going like, what the heck is going on? This guy has been in the ATM. Sometimes 30 minutes has gone on. What happens is the guy that you luckily got behind, the guy has multiple ATMs. More likely, the guy is probably running like, in the Philippines, they have a thing called here 5-6. 5-6 is kind of like loan sharking, basically. You borrow 50, you pay 60, kind of thing. Like a week's time. Like if you borrow 5,000 from me, in a week's time, you pay me 6,000. And the way that they collect their money, you have to give them your ATM with your PIN number. And a lot of times, a lot of it's like the government employees. The government employees here, they get paid with land bank. That's the bank of the government, right? So a lot of times, the person at the government office that is well off or has money, a lot of the other employees, hey, pautang, like borrow money, borrow money. And they will give their, like the guy, he's smart, or in the Philippines, when you lend money, no, you normally don't get paid. Like I never lend money. I've lost so much money lending people money here, so I don't lend any money anymore. But if you're holding the government card or the land bank of that person with the PIN number, you're gonna get your money, because you're gonna want to be the one withdrawing it. So a lot of times when you're standing behind that guy and he's taking 30 minutes, that's what's happening. He's popping one card, getting money from that card, get another card, popping money, getting another card, popping another card. So it could take him 30 minutes to get all the money, but you just have to know it, But I know it's like, it's happened to me that I've been like wondering like, this guy's taking a long time, but I just say, I know what he's doing. I know what he's doing. You would think that, the person will like, I'm sorry, but, or would let you, or look back. Filipinos, they'll just do, they want they want their money. They want their money. That's what's happening. Just in case you're wondering, how come, like on the ATM, that happens at the ATM. But the main thing for me, it always is like, I'm retired. I have the time. I have the patience, and I think I've done that video at the LTO where it took me 2 days to get my motorcycle license plate. Took me 2 days to get it in the heat. I just have learned to be. Actually, today after the gym, we're probably gonna shower at the gym, and then my car today, we have to take it to the LTO. We have to take it to the LTO in Calibo. This should be an easy process, but you just never know. There's a place at Pook by Lambingan Beach. It's Prime Motors. you get your smog test, inspection on the vehicle, insurance, liability insurance. Because right now I have full coverage insurance on my on our car. I pay it with a Stronghold is my insurance. I pay like 7,000 pesos a year for full coverage. But I'm also required to get a liability insurance, and they sell it. They sell it at when I renew my renewal, and it's 1,000 pesos for and so $18 a year for liability. So my car insurance total for the whole year is 8,000 pesos, about $170, about 100 a year for car insurance, full coverage, full and liability now. So I'll do that. I'll do. Hopefully, there's a land transportation office at Prime Motors. It's just a satellite. Hopefully, there's no issues. Hopefully, I can get in there. Usually, when I renew it there, it lasts maybe hour and a half. I was hoping it would be like that with the tricycle, but that new plate, that new requirement, it's like no metal plate, no driving or no travel. They came up with that policy, so that kind of threw me off this year. That's why I think it's good to just know yourself. That's important. That if you're not a patient person, just don't put yourself in situation where you're gonna get stressed. Like I said, avoid grocery shopping on weekends because that's when most people go. Um, the ATMs, I don't really, well, I can't think of a really good time with ATMs because it's like hit or miss with the ATMs. Sometimes there's a lot of people. Usually with banks here, I notice with the banks here, when the bank open at 9, same thing with the ATM. 9, when they open at 9, it's just packed. The banks are packed. Usually I've noticed with the banks, if you go to the bank after lunch is a better time. Um, Before the bank even opens, there's a line of people usually. Sometimes the security guard, before they even open the doors to the bank, they're already handing out numbers to people. So when they open, it's not a good time. If you have a transaction that you have to do in the bank, better off like doing it after lunch. And then with Jollibee and McDonald's, avoid them at lunchtime. Find another restaurant that's not like a fast food, like at 12. That's not a good spot to go because gonna be a lot of waiting. But if you don't mind, like me, I know I'm patient to wait. It's like it doesn't bother me. We can go anytime because like when we eat, we talk to each other. We have fun before we get our food because Mom and Leanna, they're just excited to eat out.
Yes,
Yeah.
always.
They're
Always
just,
exciting.
see, she's always excited to eat out. So when we're there, we're like, it don't matter what when you order your food, they give you that number. I mean, we're just sitting there, we're laughing, we're telling stories, we're actually, so we're never bored. So to us, it's not a big deal. Oh, wait, well, because for Mom and Leanna, it's a treat to eat out. Right, Mom? It's like, yeah.
Yes,
She,
yes.
and anytime we go eat, it's a treat for them. So they don't mind waiting. It's not. But I know. It's like waiting is like one of those things that foreigners they don't like to do. They don't like to do.
Need to pack the uniform, Liana,
Leanna.
because this morning they have interim
Oh,
discipline.
so she doesn't have to wear uniform today.
Oh, but we need to break the school according to the teacher.
Oh, okay. Well, Leanna still has intramurals today. So they had it Thursday, and Friday. They were supposed to do a dance,
But
but
they
they
did.
got rained out. They got rained out. So today Leanna's got to do a dance. She's got a shirt, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
She got like a T-shirt that she has to
T-shirt
wear.
and shirt, jacket.
But Mom's got her uniform ready to. I guess she's gonna go to school in a T-shirt
Change. Oh,
and change into uniform
oh.
later. Okay. See, Mom knows. Mom knows more than me. Mom knows more than me. Let me go back to like where we stopped here. I don't want to miss anybody here. All right. I'm back here. Honestly, all right. Kevin Nova, all right. Department of War, all right. Okay, all right. I'm back. No, yes, a laid back approach necessary. We all are equal. Yes, yes, Mom Janet. Fortune, you there? Cause I got another show. All right, Mom Janet. No, no worries, no worries. Good day, Mom Janet. Am leaving for work. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Fortune got to leave for work. Yeah, he works in Manila, Manila. He leaves work at 6:30. 6:30 he leaves for work. Go to Manila. USA people are impatient due to immediate availability. Travel to Korea or Asian countries require patience. Yeah, well, I remember Mom Janet, in the US, time is valuable. Like me, I remember even as when I was in the military, we get an hour lunch in the military, and during that lunch hour, when I was stationed, different parts of the world, you want to hit like check your mail. We have a post office at the military post usually. You want to check your mail, grab food, and maybe run an errand. Because you're trying to do a lot of things all the time. You're always like in a rush. You're always in a rush. Here, most of us, most foreigners that I know here, we're all retired. We're not working. It's like uh, the only people I know, that work are the digital nomads. And a lot of them they work. They can work at any time. Like I know for my friend Jamal, he works like early in the morning, like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. because of the different time. Fortune. All right, all right. It took me all day in Bahamas to get permission. Ah, you waited. All right. You got married in Bahamas. All right.
Ang t-shirt niya puti. Yan. Yan. Dalawa mo t-shirt niya puti.
That's cool. That's cool, Mom Janet. I never made it to the Bahamas. I made it to Cancun. I made it to Cozumel, but I never made. Most of my trips on vacation was like Mexico. When I was living in Arizona.
Hindi sa Badbulong ko, hindi.
I looking forward to long lines. Long lines. Edgar's like, but beautiful Filipina. All right, Edgar. And work of the courage to say hello, hello. All you gotta do, Edgar, just smile. Just smile. People will smile back to you here. If they see a smile from a foreigner here, they'll smile. And here in Calibo, there's enough foreigners here that it's not like uncommon. It's not like Dumaguete, of course. It's not like Angeles City or Dumaguete, but they do see foreigners here in Calibo. More in Boracay. In Boracay, there's just so many foreigners in Boracay. Offering to carry a woman's parcel is a big plus. All right, all right. There you go. There you go. Hey, James. Good morning. Good morning, James. Good morning, James. I told James we're gonna James and Karen's adventure. I told James we're gonna head. I saw your video, James, when you were like. I think we've been to that store that where you were looking at the rambutan, where you Karen ate the rambutan and you tried it too. We're gonna go this week, I'm sure. Dazzle's like a big rambutan fan, and then we'll stop by. I'll text you. I'll text you. Make sure you guys are home. No pressure though, because I know you guys do your thing. If it just happens you're home, if we go, James and Karen and like are the same like me and Dazzle. We don't really plan. We're like always kind of like today. Our plan would be, you know, drop Leanne at school. Then we're gonna work out the gym with our friend. But after that, go to the LTO, but that's it. It's like we don't really know what the plan is for tomorrow or Wednesday. It's like kind of like go with the flow kind of. And then with our friend being here, it's like I know we're gonna spend a lot of time with him because he don't know people here, and he's not like he's not, he's very private person. He's not like but he's gonna be training me. He's gonna be training me at the gym. So Get back to some serious workouts in the gym. So expat trying to get money from ATM. Stop. Number one, three ATMs in a row and we're out of order. Yeah, that is very common here. That is very common here, Daniel. That's why Dazzle and how many? I have two ATMs. I have an ATM with PNB and with BDO, and then Dazzle's account is with Metro Bank. So we have three ATMs. So we figure, at least if we need to get money, we can hit three different ATMs, three different banks in Calibo. But it is very common here that it'll be out of order. A lot of I think it's just it runs out of money, especially on the weekends. If you're waiting to get your money like on a Saturday or Sunday, good chance that will be offline. You'll have the blue card that says maintenance, out for maintenance or something like that. Out of money, not working. He went to the mall and find. Yeah, the malls usually are good. In Calibo now, the Grand Gaisano, it's got a branch actually on the bottom. The new Grand Gaisano. There's a BDO, my bank actually. They have an ATM outside the building. They got like two ATMs. But like my bank, BDO, they have a one, two, three. They have four BDOs here in Calibo. So I have four different places that I can go with my one card. Because with here, if you're using the like mine is BDO and I get money out of the BDO, I think the fees are really minimal, like maybe 15 pesos or maybe no fee. I'm not sure. It's so minimal that you don't even notice it. But I know when you use your ATM from the United States, when you use it here, the fees are at least 200 pesos or 250 pesos, $4 or $4.50. Pretty significant, pretty significant. But they have, depending on the bank, like Metro Bank, the Dazzle's Bank, you can take out 50,000 at a time. Like BDO, my bank, you can take 50,000 at one time. PNB, I haven't been taken out. I'm not sure with PNB if you can, but the two banks that I know that you can take 50,000 or about $900 in one day. One day is like Metro Bank and BDO because we have accounts and we have taken 50,000 before. James, all right. I will offer to take her if that's not too for it. Anything to meet a person, anything to meet a person. All right. You just got to remember, a lot of times though, Edgar, people are shy here, especially with a foreigner. They're going to be shy. Janet, all right. Yes. Nassau in a grotto. Beautiful on a beach wedding. All right, all right. Dazzle and I, we got married and our reception was at Puka Beach in Boracay. Beach setting, that very memorable for us because we had tables and buffet like on the beach, on the sand, no shoes. It's like it was cool. Our reception was pretty cool. And then we had my friend Nash. He's a musician in Boracay. He was like our entertainment, all through the evening. Very memorable. It was April of 2016 at Puka Beach. HD, all right. LOL. Maybe with initial encounter, compliment her and just start as a friend. It will happen. Patience and sincerity. I've got another show. All right, Bob. Bye, Mom Janet. I forgot. Now, as soon as I stepped out of the plane, my body automatically goes into Filipino time. All right, all right. It wasn't usually like that. I used to bring that American intensity and it wasn't fun. Yeah, yeah. I just noticed that, it's like that's why I said, you just need to calm down. You're no longer in that hectic pace life in the United States. I know most of the foreigners that I meet here, they don't work. So to me, is like you said, the minute you get off that plane, start calming down. It's like the Philippines is so laid back. This is island time here. Nothing starts on time here. If there's a, like, even at Leanna's school, if there's an event at Leanna's school, and they say it starts at 9 a.m., it won't start till 9:30. It's like nothing starts on time. It's like island time here. So no pressure anymore. No pressure of like getting things done right away. Ryan Bentley. Hi, Gino. How long did it take to chill out and relax about everything after you moved there permanently? For me, it was easier because I picked Boracay Island. My first 18 months I was in Boracay Island, and I would say after about 6 months in Boracay, the thing that I enjoyed when I moved to Boracay was I wasn't attached to my phone anymore. You know how in the US you're kind of attached to your phone. You're always checking your phone. When I landed in Boracay, I made it a point not to have a phone. That was I know. I just decided, like, I didn't have a US phone when I moved to Boracay. I did get a phone at the same number I have, a smart number that I have on this phone now. I've had it since I got here. But when I got the phone, I wasn't like giving it out to people because I wanted that freedom that I don't have to look on my phone. I kept in touch with people with Messenger and Facebook because most of the people that I knew was in the US. When I got to Boracay, the only person I knew was my landlord, and as long as I paid my rent. So I made it a point to, like, when I would meet people, I would give them my messenger because I did not want to be like, if I gave the people my phone number, then I might get text messages with them on the phone. Uh, because when I got there, I didn't know anybody, So, and then when I start meeting people, I met mostly guys that were mountain bike people, because like that's what I did in Boracay. Was like I rode my mountain bike everywhere. We had a group. They used to be musicians at the Boom Boom Bar, and they worked. The musicians, they work at 6 p.m. to like midnight or past midnight, and then most of them, like, during the next day we would ride mountain bikes. But I wasn't like, I would make sure, like I wouldn't give them my cell phone number. I would just give them a messenger that way, and they know where I live. If they really needed to get a hold of me, they know where I lived in Front Beach. But I would say I lost that, like, worrying was the thing that I think I really enjoyed, that I lost, because when I was in the US, you just had that worry all the time. Like, it didn't help. I remember 2008, the financial crisis. At work, when I was working at St. Mary's Hospital, we lost like 25% of personnel. They were like laying people off left and right. That didn't help. It's like with like worrying, because, like, I had my military pension, but still don't want to lose your job, because, man, I got, if they ask me, I got to look for a job. I hate interviews. I hate, like, applications and setting up an interview, getting in front of people. That creates like that worrying. Uh, so I always had the worry in the US, like that. You worry about, like, are you saving enough money, or even the stock market would worry you, because we have 401ks. You're going, oh man, my 40, but I just learned to, like, let go of that worrying. Like, once I moved in, I had stocks. I had those drip, like the monthly that it would buy me, like, McDonald's. I think I had Walmart. So that's why I said, when I left, I sold everything. I sold all of my stocks because I didn't want to be looking at tickers anymore. I didn't want to look. I had an E-Trade account. I didn't want to look at that anymore because that added to stress when I lived in the U.S. That's why when I came here, I made sure to get rid of all that stuff. And for me, I had a good plan. I was like, what was important, what was my peace of mind. And I knew leaving the United States, my phone was not peace of mind. It's like I was dreading getting like in the US, like how that feeling when you get like a message, or you're like, oh man, it's like, oh, or you're like, this person again. It's like I didn't have that. I didn't have that when I lived in Boracay. But it took me about 6 months. I would say it took me about 6 months to absorb like the island life, like the island living. Go with the flow. Don't schedule stuff. It took me about 6 months here. Daniel, all right. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. I'm just amazed you are so relaxed compared to a lot of YouTubers who still are on a mission of some kind. Of some kind. Um, I think I don't have the pressure of other YouTubers. It's like I have a military pension. I've lived on my military pension here for 14 years, and every single month we're able to save money. So YouTube is it supplements, it helps. It's nice that we have a little. We don't make a lot of money in YouTube, but it's nice because like it's extra money for Dazzle, extra money for Leanna, for mom. It's like we don't have the pressure, like I can quit YouTube anytime, and I'm not concerned about views, subscriber. You see me, I'm not one of those guys like, yeah, like, hey, like, subscribe. Yeah, I'm not like that. It's like, if you like to watch it, you watch it. If you don't, I don't look at numbers. It's like, I know some YouTubers, they're so concerned about getting comments, getting how many views. It's not me. My enjoyment with YouTube is the people I meet. It's like I've met some great people. I'm gonna meet Edgar here pretty soon. He's gonna be here in Calibo. JP, Daniel, they're coming. They're gonna be the Panay Posse. To me, that means more. That's what I enjoy. And I've met so many people. I get messages all the time. Like EJ, I met him in Boracay. We played pickleball together. He's back in the US. He lives in Florida. I get a message for, hey Gino, just checking how you're doing. We'll be in Boracay next year. I love hearing that. I love that we connected. When I meet people, I make that connection. I have a friend. It's like I just enjoy that. I enjoy that. And I get messages like that all the time. Daniel messaged me this morning. It's like, I like that. I like that communication. See, Leanna. I was going to check on Leanna how she's doing, man, because I got to like, I got to check on Denzel whether she's going to be ready too, because she's supposed to go to the gym. Let me get just Uh, okay, all right. I was wondering if you're awake, babe. Because like Denzel said last night that she's gonna work out with us, So I wanted to make sure that you're getting ready, babe. Edgar, yeah, I forgot the word. All you say, Edgar, when you make a joke or any joke that you say, just say joke lang at the end, like and that you're okay when you say that. That way, people know that you're just joking. Yeah, there you go, joke lang. See, Daniel knows. Then you just if you say that, that'll keep you out of trouble. Keep you out of trouble. For me, I've always been careful, even like on YouTube. If you notice, I really just joke around with people that I really know. Like my military bros. My brothers in the military. We can harass each other. A lot of times there's profanity involved. I could do that with my military brothers that I've hanged out with, that I know well. But I usually don't kid around with people that I just meet. When it's the initial meet, like, hey Gino, let's meet up in Boracay, let's meet at Calibo. When I initially meet, I'm careful of what I say because uh, and I have to just because like you never know. You know, it's like you don't know the person yet. You might have been communicating with the person, text messages and things like that. Good morning, babe.
Good morning, everybody.
You ready to work out? You ready to work out?
Yes.
Dazzle says she's ready to work out. So we're headed to the gym today. After we drop off Leanne at school, we're gonna try brand new gym here in Calibo called White Noise. White Noise, nice, nice gym. We went there yesterday with our friend Grace, so we're gonna work out at the gym this morning. Yeah, Dazzle up and going with spring in her step. With spring. There are some jokes that not even people from there are ready for. Yeah, you know, for me, HD, I like you notice HD like on our channel. I'm politically correct. I'm careful with what I say because I don't want to offend anybody. You know, it's like, and I don't kid around. You know, I don't kid around on the live stream. You can joke, you can tell me joke, and oh, that's funny. I'll say that's funny, but I'm not gonna break out. But when the people that I know, my friends, my close friends, yes, I joke all the time. We can harass each other because I know them. You know, um, to me, I've always been guarded like that because like I've had experiences in the past where you thought a friend was a friend, and you know, and then I'm careful anyway with joking because sometimes you could be joking around, you think everything's good, but the person's taking it in the wrong way, especially with Filipinos. Be very careful joking around Filipinos, like the locals here, because the locals, they might be smiling, they might be like, oh, okay, but they might be harboring something else. You might have offended them, and they just won't like speak out right there. But like, just be careful. Like joke lang always helps, Edgar. If joke lang. But I just have known like to be careful here with Filipinos. Lang is what I got to remember. Yeah, Edgar. Because I know Edgar's a joker. Me and Edgar are friends on Facebook, and he shares like he sends me stuff. He like posts on my Facebook even like jokes. Jokes like I like that one Edgar. It's like Homer from The Simpsons. He's like, Edgar sent me this thing. He's fish. It's a video. He's fishing like, like, oh, this is so relaxing, so relaxing. And Homer wasn't catching any fish, and then he starts acting. That was funny. That made me laugh because mom is kind of like that. Edgar, I remember when she goes fishing at Lola's. Yeah, she loves it when she's catching, but when she's not catching, you can tell like, oh, these dang fish, they're getting on my nerves. They're getting on my nerves. I need to catch a fish. All right. Do you know what type of people uses charot instead of joke lang? Charot, I've heard that. Charot.
Words.
Girls, right? I don't use charot. It's like, but girls usually. Liana, you use charot?
No.
What do you use?
Joking.
Joke lang. See, Liana uses joke lang. But I have heard charot. I have heard charot. Many times I hear charot from girls, not guys, not Filipino guys. I don't hear charot. You know. Edgar, we all are like Homer. I was telling Edgar. I showed them Edgar. We were eating breakfast yesterday at Honore, and I showed them the video, your video of Homer fishing. They're like laughing when they see that because we were laughing because mom's like that. Because mom's like, I'm gonna start smacking this fish with my like bamboo pole.
We're the same, Edgar.
Yeah, yeah. Mom just said you're the same. You're the same, Edgar. Guys who uses charot are. Oh, okay, all right. I don't even know the other term, but I know what you mean. I know what you mean, Edgar. HD. I mean, I know what you mean, HD. Yeah, you know more like Filipino slang. Filipino slang. I have to learn Filipino slang from Liana. If I see something that I don't know, I'll ask Liana. She's up to date with like Filipino slang here.
We're looking for her interim shirt.
The interim shirt. I know.
The white one.
I only saw it when she was wearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leanna has this intramural T-shirt. What is it? Magnificent Seven. Yeah,
Yeah.
magnificent. You can't find it. You can't find it. It's probably in the stack of clothes like mom washed yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you can just wear like a white shirt because that looks like white.
No.
No, you have to wear the shirt. Yeah, we'll look for it. We'll look for it.
That's
We got time. It's 6:40. You got 5 minutes.
Oh.
and the Lee. Greetings, Gino. The other day I was watching your water tubing video. All right. Arms and Ken are pretty funny guys. You guys are. Oh yeah, they remembered that our guide
Yeah.
Arms and Ken. Yeah, they were pretty funny. Arms. Yeah, Arms and Ken. They were watching a video of our tubing. They were pretty funny. They were pretty funny. Are we going to get a fashion show for working out from that? No, that Leanna's getting ready. She always has a towel over her head because she got long hair, drying her hair. So you're packing your uniform. So you gotta find that T-shirt. All right, we'll help you look for your. We have to look for a T-shirt. Leanna's intramural T-shirt. She only has one because the intramurals are like only it's supposed to be 2 days, Thursday and Friday, but she can't find it. So we gotta find her. It says she's grade 7. It says Magnificent 7. It's got to be here somewhere. It's got to be here somewhere. And Dazzle, she's getting ready. She's putting on her gym clothes. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end the live stream here. I got to the bottom anyway. We gotta look for Leanna's intramural T-shirt. We can't find it. We can't find her intramural T-shirt. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for joining the live stream this morning. Appreciate all the support as always. Everyone have a good day, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Everybody, God bless.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Leanna says bye bye.